This is Tuck with Tuck GC. We just finished up an apron and driveway project in the City of Falls Church. Now, the City of Falls Church handles their own apron permits, similar to Arlington or Leesburg or some of the smaller jurisdictions, so we're not dealing with VDOT on this. I gotta say, Falls Church is really easy to deal with. I was able to pull the permit in just a week or two. Matthew Brown, the inspector's awesome to deal with, and they basically knew that this area, a normal standard apron wouldn't work. And unlike VDOT or some of the other jurisdictions, they let us do a modified plan here to make this be the best driveway we can for this client. Now you can see this is an interesting property. Now they didn't even have a driveway here. Basically this brick wall that you see here was along this edge too, and it acted as a retaining wall, and then the whole thing was filled with gravel. So we had to put in structural buildup over here. But you can see the house is kind of crooked with the road, and then the property line kind of runs along here along the fence, and then the apron had to have a little bit of radius from the neighbor's property line, so that's why you can see it kind of kicked over a little bit and then kicked back. But it's not too major, and this was basically the best case scenario we could come up with here. Now what they let us do, you'll see this apron is only 5 feet deep. So normally in this section here you would have that 4-foot section of pedestrian access route, the par, and then this is the 5-foot ramp to the street. You would normally have a radius here, real big, 10 feet all the way back to the back of that apron. Well, what they let us do was just a modified 3-foot radius, so the radius is only that big on both sides, and then all we're doing is the ramp here. So there's no sidewalk area, if that makes sense. So Falls Church worked with us with the site conditions here to get in the best apron we could. This is a lot smoother ramp than before, and not having to worry about any sort of level parking area there really helped us out when we got to the back here. Now I'm going to come around to the side. You see the apron looks really good. They let us do the lip control joint in the middle. Now coming up the side here, you can see this elevated edge. Now it stands up pretty tall. We got a nice finish on that edge, and that footer goes all the way down to the ground, way below to the load-bearing soil. Now this is where the truck separated, so we have a cold joint between the first pour and the second pour. So that was truck number 2, and this way is truck number 1. Now a couple details I want to point out. You can see this neighbor to the side had a lot of water problems, put in some French drains and stuff, and the last thing we wanted to do was dump water on them. So what we did was, you can even see it in the video, we put some grade stakes in the middle, and we made the high points on the left and right. So all rainwater here is going to fall down this center, roll down that joint, and go straight out into the street. Now the client has a bunch of drainage stuff here, so all that drainage stuff and this riverbed and everything that's tied into that, all the house gutters, will still just flow out like it did before. Now getting to the back, let's walk back. You can see finish looks really nice. This has been 3 days, so it's just starting to cure real nicely. You still see a little bit of that leopard skin print, but all that'll go away once this cures. Kind of this white like you see back here. But we also had some water issues back here. Now, behind this fence, this is part of the drainage system. There's some drain boxes back here. Don't mind the mess. All this stuff's going back onto a shed on the driveway here that we moved for construction. But the main thing the client wanted was the water to be able to flow over here and not have any impediment getting onto the surface. So we wanted to keep the surface low. Some river rock and stuff was going to go in there. Same thing here. They had negative grade to the house before, causing water issues. So we lifted this up, made it level, and all this pitches away. Same thing here. Made sure to level this out. It had negative slope before. Drop this slope down and basically get the water around to the front. Now let's walk back to the front and get one parting shot of the project here. So I hope you like what you see. We can do this apron work in any of the jurisdictions in Northern Virginia, and this is one added to the books in the City of Falls Church. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.